Good evening and welcome back to Etown News. I'm Rosena Campana.
And I'm Lexi Benninger. Melika Show, business meet and greet, and more coming up after this.
Visit the High Library today for a sneak peek at its brand new classification system. This summer, the High Library is turning over a new leaf. Librarians are working to reclassify books from the Dewey Decimal System to the Library of Congress system. The shift will increase browsability and make researching titles a breeze. Check out the sample display on the main floor of the library by the stairs.
Valentine's Day is just over a week away. Whether or not you have a special someone, you can celebrate the holiday through the Bowers Writers House. They'll be holding a blind date with a book party next Friday from 3:30 to 5. There will be snacks, crafts, prizes, and book discussions. The event is free and open to the public, so stop by the Bowers Writers House and meet someone new.
Melika Acapella is hosting their annual Girls' Night Out. The charity show will take place tonight at 7 p.m. in the Leffler Chapel. It'll feature performances from female members of Vocaline, Mad Cow, Etown Theater, Vocal Harmonix, the Etown Dance Team, and more. The show is open to the public and offers a variety of acts. Tickets are $5 for students and $7 for general admission. All the proceeds will go to the Clare House in Lancaster and the Pennsylvania Immigrant and Refugee Women's Network.
Summer internship season is quickly approaching, and the Career Development Center is here to help. Stop by the Cave this Tuesday from 3 to 5 p.m. for a business meet and greet event. The event is the perfect opportunity to network with local business employers to learn about internships, job opportunities, and more. Students must register for the event ahead of time using the Handshake app. Business casual attire is strongly recommended, and be sure to bring multiple copies of your resume. For additional questions about the event or any last-minute resume updates, visit the Career Development Center's drop-in hours this Monday from 2 to 4 p.m.
Looking for an opportunity to give back to the local community? Join the Center for Community and Civic Engagement for their February service trip to Joshua Group next Friday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Joshua Group is a nonprofit organization that supports the education of at-risk Harrisburg youth. Carpools and campus shuttles will provide transportation. Lunch will not be provided, so bringing a snack is recommended. For more details on the trip, visit @Etown Civic Engagement on Instagram. Students can sign up for the trip using the link below. The registration deadline is Monday. Now here's Ava Deeter with your weekly sports update.
Thanks, Lexi. Etown Athletics had a dominant weekend, picking up a handful of victories both individually and as a team. Men and women's basketball hosted Goucher in a doubleheader last Saturday. Despite trailing by 9 at halftime, the men were able to come back and win 81-65. Woody Mikado had a season-high 27 points, going 11 for 12 from the free throw line. Austin Finarelli added 23 and EJ Finney had 14. Their second-half surge puts them at 13-6 on the season and 6th in the Landmark Conference. It was quite the opposite for the women's game, as the Blue Jays got off to a quick start and never looked back. They beat the Gophers 89-43 thanks to some big performances from their starters and the bench. McKenna Mummert scored 16 points, followed by Ellie Fasik and Alex Gonzalez with 14 and 12. Peyton Houlihan came close to a double-double with 12 points and 6 rebounds. Their blowout victory puts them at 13-6 and 4th in the Landmark Conference as they have their eyes on the postseason. You can watch both of these games on YouTube at ECTV40. The track teams took part in the Alvernia-Plex shootout that saw plenty of Blue Jays have top finishes. Isabella Cowger placed 5th in the weight throw with a score of 14.73 meters, which is a new school record. Kristen Navik took first in the 800-meter run with a time of 2:25. Also taking first was the 4x200 relay, comprised of Kate Bendel, Grace Tessier, Kaylee Bold, and Liliana Zimmerman. Bold took second in the 400-meter as well. Although none of the men took home gold, there were many impressive performances. Joseph Book placed second in the 60-meter hurdles, right in front of Wade Gaynor in 4th. Kalik Poles took 5th in the 400-meter run, as did Jimmy Undercuffler in the triple jump. Both teams are back in action tomorrow at the Blue and White Invitational. The men's volleyball team improved to 10-1 after picking up 2 wins in a doubleheader last Saturday. After losing their first set to Lancaster Bible, Etown narrowly won the next 3 thanks to Braden Ambrester. He had 16 kills, 7 digs, and 5 blocks. Logan Smith added 10 kills, and Dustin Hagan had 16 digs. In their second match against Widener, the Blue Jays won 3-1. Ambrester had a season-high 20 kills in a dominant performance. Patrick Nyer had 37 assists to help Etown put away the Pride in a strong showing. They'll host Roanoke tomorrow at 3 p.m. The Super Bowl is just 2 days away as the festivities are underway in San Francisco. The Seahawks and Patriots have arrived in the Bay as they prepare for the big game. Most markets have the Seahawks as the favorites in what's expected to be a high-scoring game. Sam Darnold and Drake May are both looking to win their first Lombardi trophy. For those who watch for the commercials, there are expected to be some big celebrity endorsements. Sabrina Carpenter, Jeff Goldblum, Serena Williams, Katherine Hahn, and more will be appearing in ads. The Memphis Grizzlies are making some big moves before the NBA trade deadline. They traded Jaren Jackson Jr. to the Utah Jazz for a handful of players and 3 first-round picks. Trading the former Defensive Player of the Year signifies that Memphis is fully committed to rebuilding and looking to start from scratch. The Grizzlies now have 13 future first-round picks, tied for the most in the NBA. That's all for sports. Now over to Eric Rodriguez Jr. with your weekly Weather Watch.
Thanks, Ava. I'm Aaron J. Girvan, filling in this week for Eric Rodriguez. Well, Jays, we're kicking off February with more frigid temperatures. Be sure to bundle up and keep your snow boots handy once again. Today, Friday the 6th, calls for a high of 31 and a low of 16. Be prepared for possible snow showers for most of the day. Saturday will be even colder, with partly cloudy weather and a high of 21 and a low of 2. Temperatures will drop even more on Sunday with a high of 18 and a low of 6. You can expect mostly sunny weather throughout the day. The cloudy weather will return on Monday for a high of 24 and a low of 11. Tuesday calls for extremely foggy weather. Expect a high of 27 and a low of 12. And finally, Wednesday and Thursday will be mostly the same, with highs of 29 and lows of 14. That's all for this week's Weather Watch. I'm Aaron J. Girvan. Now back to Rosena and Lexi in the studio.
If you still have not gotten a real ID, it is now going to cost you $45. Last Sunday, a new fee was introduced for air travelers 18 years or older flying in the U.S. without a real ID or passport. Travelers without proper identification will have to pay, verifying their identity using a new system called Confirm ID. On top of the fee, travelers risk missing their flight as the process of verifying takes extra time. Passengers whose identities cannot be verified may be turned away. And make sure not to stay away for too long, as verification is only good for a 10-day travel period. New documents released by the Department of Justice on Jeffrey Epstein hit close to home for many Pennsylvanians. The documents released last weekend offer new details on Epstein's interactions after serving time for sex crimes in Florida. In an email to a federal prosecutor, Epstein weighed in on the conviction of a disgraced ex-Penn State football star, Coach Jerry Sudensky. Epstein says he believes Sudensky is innocent and compared the public outcry over his case to the hysteria surrounding the Salem witch trials. Sudensky is currently serving up to a 60-year prison sentence after being convicted of 45 counts of sexual abuse. Thousands are without power after a bomb cyclone battered parts of the East Coast last weekend. Winter storm Gianna hammered parts of the eastern U.S., bringing heavy snowfall and freezing temperatures. In Tennessee and Mississippi, nearly 200,000 were without power. 90% of customers are expected to have it back by Friday, but for some, it could take up to 2 weeks. The National Weather Service says nearly 240 million people remain under cold weather warnings. The cold front stretches are as far as south as Florida. Parts of the Carolinas were hit with over a foot of snow, leading to major traffic collisions.
Kendrick Lamar is facing online backlash following his comments at the Grammys. The rapper was giving a speech after winning the Grammy for Best Rap Album. He gave a shout out to fellow artist Pusha T. This came one day after Pusha T was listed in the Epstein files as an alleged party guest. Ironically, Kendrick Lamar revived his career through diss tracks targeting Drake, claiming he was a pedophile despite no evidence existing. Pusha T also released diss tracks against Drake in 2018. The legendary actress Catherine O'Hara has passed away at the age of 71. The early reports say she was battling a mystery illness. She had a heart condition called dextrocardia. This means she was born with her heart on the right side of her chest instead of the left. The Emmy winner was also known for her roles in Home Alone, Schitt's Creek, and Beetlejuice. She leaves behind her husband and 2 sons. Last week, Savannah Guthrie was in the news for getting vocal surgery to heal her throat. This week, she's back in headlines for a more serious matter. Her mother, Nancy Guthrie, was reported missing by the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They've made her house a crime scene, as officials believe she was taken from there. Savannah has removed herself from hosting the Olympics to focus on the investigation. That's all for this week, Jays. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at UCTV40 for all the latest updates on our shows. I'm Lexi Benninger.
And I'm Rosena Campana. Have a great week, and remember to take flight, Etown!